Well, hello again. It's Best Waifu Nia from the Cactar server. I thought that I would go ahead and do a bard video for you guys. As I've done a warrior video, samurai and dragoon, I think bard is the next best class to go ahead and do. I would just like to put in motion these skills as to the bard opener and how to double weave skills in between and how to start your opener, maybe how to fit a potion in there or two. I'll do that later on. But I'm going to show you also two different ways of featuring your songs. I have the manual version, and then I have the automatic all the way to the far left. And I'll just kind of go along with explaining the benefits of Bard before showing you the skills actually in motion. So Bard is a good versatile class to have because it does buff up the caster's attack. Plus that refresh in Tactician is godly. It's amazing. I just want to also stress that the burst damage that Bard can offer when tagged with a Dragoon is absolutely wonderful too. So if you're looking to Bard main, you pick the good class. Just know that there is going to be a lot of movements, not only with running around the maps, but also with the skills as well. You have the unlimited maneuverability, but with the unlimited maneuverability comes a lot of multitasking and micromanaging with the skills. There are a lot for Bard to do at once. Now, one thing to keep in mind is when you're doing your songs, one thing I like to do is I start off with Wanderer's Minuet for the pitch perfect to get that damage burst in the front. You want to do that first because when the ninja in your party is using trick attack, your pitch perfect will also help boost your damage much better than bloodletter proc or extra speed. Mage's Ballad is set so that when your Caustic Bite and your Storm Bite crits, it will reset your Bloodletter, and it will also reset your Rain of Death. Your Army's Pain is set so that it builds up speed so that you can attack faster. Mage's Ballad, and oh yeah, Battle Voice. Keep in mind that the Battle Voice is very important here too. That extra direct hit is really going to make it soar. So you kind of want to use that in your opener as well. And pay attention to your Troubadour too. Really study that because in your actual dungeons, and especially when you raid later on, those benefits that you get from the Troubadour could really be a make or break situation that helps your party, whether it is survivability or allowing your healers the extra ability to help DPS and push DPS. All of it counts. So every little bit counts. Make sure you're studying your Troubadour. Refresh into your Rose Wreck is also really, really beneficial too. So keeping that MP going while you're depleting MP so your caster's going to attack harder, your party will thank you for it later. But I wanted to just show you guys some of them how it works. I'll do a couple of rotations. I'll do the manual versions where I do Wanderers into Mage's Ballad into Armies, and then I'll show you what the macro looks like. Mine is set and titled Trio of His Songs, so that once a song ends, the next one will play. I do not recommend this for people who are learning the class, simply because if you were to activate a skill right as the song is about to activate, you will clip the skills and you will have to do it manually. And you can potentially mess up your rotation that way. So unless you're used to the Bard class or really practice with this macro, I do not suggest you try this. At least get a little practice first. So beforehand, I'd like to just apologize because I'm trying to do this at my home and there's a lot of trees. So the view might get a little blocked at times. So I'm going to try to do my best to stay where I am and try not to hit my fiance dancing behind this dummy here. So do I hit the dummy or do I hit the dummy behind the dummy? I'll give her an arrow to the knee since we're getting married soon anyway. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and do a countdown at 10 seconds. and I'll show you what the skill looks like. At 4 seconds or 3 seconds, your choice, you want to start off with Foe's Wreck into your Raging Strikes. I like to do Straight Shot first, simply because it gives you that extra crit right beforehand, so that it allows you to benefit from getting extra crit procs with your Caustic Bite and your Wind Bite. Now, another thing to keep in mind is you really want to try to team up your Raging Strikes with your Barrage and your Refulgent Arrow as much as possible, because that's where your max melee or your max damage output's going to be, is in that rotation right there. Refulgent Arrow next to Pitch Perfect are your hardest hitting classes. As I'm sure you've noticed, every time an Imperial Arrow is procced, when you use it, it will proc your Bloodletter while under Mage's Ballad. Every time you use Imperial Arrow while under Army's Pain, you will gain an additional note that allows you to attack faster. So Imperial Arrow, you really want on your main bar because it's really going to be useful. Now, once the song ends, I'm going to activate the macro for the song, so I can kind of show you how that works. So I have it active, which means now every single song is going to play after the next one, or after the first one before it ends, except for Mage's Ballad. Mine is set so that it clips at 20 seconds in. Now it's coming close to the song. You don't want to do much. You want to wait, let the next one play, and then resume. I've tested this beforehand, so I know it's going to work. But at 10 seconds left, Mage's Ballad should stop. Army's Pain should continue as long as I'm not attacking. See? That's a good example. If you have a skill going off by that time, you have to switch over to do something manual. If you don't know what you're doing, or you're not quite used to the class, you're going to get to the point where you're just going to mess up. You're not going to be able to continue your rotation entirely efficiently because you'll lose yourself. As you can tell, this is just standing still, wailing on a dummy. If you were to be in actual raids trying to do this, you would probably mess up there if you're not used to your class. So I'm going to go through this rotation one last time, just to make sure that song goes through. Another thing about Imperial Arrow is it will proc a Pitch Perfect. So if the Imperial Arrow is up while you're under the Wanderer's Minuet, it will give you an extra Pitch Perfect. Well, I don't know why it's not doing that, but you know what? You get the picture. So, for the most part, try to practice your rotation as much as possible with incorporating your Raging Strikes, your Battle Voice as much as possible, and then your songs as well. Use your songs according to your current status with battle. If you need a magic boost, you would obviously use Troubadour under Wanderer's Minuet, Mage's Ballad for extra HP, and Army's Pain for an extra defensive up in melee. Lastly, I didn't touch on was that Iron Jaws. You generally want to make sure that your skills are getting close to about 5 and below your acoustic bite and your wind bite before you wind up using your Iron Jaws. You don't want to clip it too early because it is a DPS loss. So as you can see, it's 5 and below. Use your Iron Jaws. Right back up to 30 for both. That's genuinely the good time period to use it. I'm going to go ahead and let the timer run out on those. But anyway, that is Bard for you. Hopefully it helps you out with practicing it yourself. If you need to see the opener, just go to the beginning of the video, study that a couple of times, apply it to how you would like to play with it. If you want to use a potion, generally what I do is I would use Straight Shot right here. Get the Wanderer's Minuet buff up, push your Battle Voice, start a Storm Bite over Caustic Bite because it does more damage. Its potency is a little bit higher, 55 as opposed to 45. So you want to get that started. Pop your potion, come back at your Caustic Bite, get your refresh for the foe's wreck to last a little longer, and then continue with your off global cooldowns. Now, there are other ways to do it too. You're going to hear a lot of people say refresh beforehand. You can technically do that, but honestly, I've seen it last a little bit better that way. Just personally, going into battles myself, it's going to be a never-ending battle. It's okay either way. Whatever works for your party and your group, just go according to what they prefer and what works best for them. But otherwise, I hope that at least seeing the rotation helps. And if you have any other questions, you can just find me in game, Best Waifu Nia. She is kind of cute, isn't she? Or on here, just leave comments down below. I'll leave my Discord server, my Discord name too, and talk to you soon. Hope you enjoyed.